it's Alana from Bako Art. Just a really quick video to show you what I do with prepping the back of the canvases. Now, this is already pretty tight, but I still do this as a rule, just to make sure. So get the canvas squeezy bottle and I just spray the back down a little bit like that, and then leave that to dry. So this is one that I did already. So this one has been sprayed and it's nice and tight. You can also use the little stretcher bar things if you need to, but I haven't used them yet. Okay, so what I do for the back is I got myself I've got my hands on some of this packing foam plastic stuff. Okay, so what I do, this is a deep canvas, so that this one's quite thick, is I just stick it in there. I only use masking tape at this point, only because I know a lot of people use frog tape or painter's tape, but I have a lot of this stuff at home. I've got about 10 rolls of it from something previous, and I want to use that up. Yeah, it does a good enough job for me. Now, I won't make, you won't sit through all of this. I'll just show you. So I always, I'll show you when I've done it, like to come in a little bit. I don't like to go straight on the edge because, I don't know, I just like it to go around that little bit. Okay, so if you have a look here, so I have a little tiny gap between the edge of the canvas. Okay, so I'm going to do the 4 sides. Now what I do is I get a stick and I press along the edges. Now, the next thing I wanted to show you was the next painting I'm doing is going to have a dark base, or some of it's going to be a dark base, and this paint, although it says it's opaque, I like to just be a little bit on the safe side, because previously I have had one here. Let me grab it and I'll show you. Previously I did this one, which was a very dark green for the base, but then when it comes around to the edges it goes very transparent. But in saying that, this was a transparent paint, but I don't want to take my chances. So if I'm doing a lighter colour, it's not a problem and I don't pre-paint it, but if I'm doing the darker colour, I do. So my plan for this one is going to be, I've just got a plan. So I'm having the 2 corners are going to be dark blue and then the centre is going to be white. So I get the straight colour and just do the edges. I won't make you stick around for all of this. Okay, so I'm back and that is now ready to go. So when I go to pour over it, it won't get thinner on the edges, and I've tried to cover over the tape so that the dark colour won't easily seep under. So that is it. Okay, so just a little update. This is the painting that you had seen me just do previously, the blue border for. So this is now the painting. It's been a week and it is now dry. So I did have, so this is what I had in there when you last saw it, with the 2 bits of tape. So a couple of days ago I peeled those 2 bits of tape off and pulled this out. Now as you can see, the back of the canvas is perfectly clean. Now I thought what I would do, now I would normally So I just pull out the push pins. I would normally leave this tape on until I've varnished it. So this will now hang on my wall for a couple of weeks and cure properly before I varnish it. But so I would normally leave the tape on until I do that, but I can retape it when I do it. So let's just have a look and see whether or not the tape has done a good job. Okay, so it looks pretty good so far, and this is just with masking tape. Okay, so dark colors are generally a problem with bleeding and stuff like that. So I have found, okay, so I think I explained it briefly when I did it, but as you can see, I let the tape come over a little bit because I like the line. I don't want the line stopping dead on the edge. I like it to just creep around a little bit. So then when it's hanging, there's no sort of edge there at all. The paint is a little bit lighter there. Whether the masking tape has pulled a little bit of that off or not, I don't know. But still, I'm happy with that. It's good up into the border, the edge, and then. So when I put the tape on, if you remember, I got the blue and I painted from this side of the tape over, right? Which created a little bit of a seal over the tape so that when you pour, that paint's already dried and created like a seal. So when you pour it and there's lots of paint coming off, it's not going to seep under as easy. So that is the result that you get when, and that, as I said, normal cheap masking tape. Just make sure you push it down with the stick and also paint over the lip. Okay, but anyway, so there is the end result, and this will now go and hang up on my wall for a couple of weeks until it is perfectly dry. I will link this painting up the top right now, and so if you want to see how I did that one. All right, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.